Hello, everyone. How are we doing? We have this fellow, the UFO guy. Everybody wanted him to come back. It's the UFO guy, the fellow that seen UFOs. So a lot of people were asking about. Tony was asking particularly about the UFO guy. I don't know. We'll just have to start. So he won't be here yet, but he'd be happy to see the UFO guy. But I hope we're all doing well. So
Oh,
if you want to speak UFO guy, and I take a rest for a second.
the aliens are real. How's she cutting that?
Great stuff. I hope you can. I don't know if they can hear you that well, but hopefully they can. Because it's not on the computer; it's on the phone, pretty much. But I presume they can hear you well
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
I know. I presume so because it's literally nearly right on the computer. So they should be able to hear you. But just move it like this. You can still hear me, okay?
Hi.
Um,
Oh, yeah, I can hear myself there, so.
oh, well, that's good. As long as you can hear yourself, that's the main thing. Well, you don't want to be hearing your voices in your head. So but you get what I'm saying. You want to kind of
The only voices I hear in my head are the aliens.
great stuff. They're always a great thing to have in your head.
Hey, they put two little alien worms into my ears and then they talk to me while I sleep.
Mighty. Mighty. That's a great thing to hear that you having that way, but anyway. So, so yeah, you want to talk about you were telling me about this petition.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to maybe tell people about it?
There's a petition online called Stop Killing Games, and it's basically about it's about stopping companies from shutting down games and their online services and taking away the original format of what the game was and keeping it, like preserving the game basically, rather than destroying it and shutting them off. That's basically what it is.
And it has gained a lot of traction. It's about 800,000 or so people have signed it, as far as I know. Near enough a million or something like
I
that.
it's they brought it up to, I think, political figures in courts in Germany. I'm not sure what other countries, but I think about 3 countries.
Right, but where did you first hear about it, I suppose, too?
I thought when I was researching games being revived on the PS3, and then on their Discord, it showed the petition.
And you're all for it.
Oh, definitely.
Well, to be totally honest, I kind of agree with you there. No, not to be biased, though, I think. But because it is history. It is gaming history and stuff. Of course, it's important to preserve it. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say? Just when people are logging on. Hello there, Fiona. How are we doing? How's it going?
Hi. Has anyone seen any aliens lately in the skies?
Mighty stuff. And the great conversation on the Wednesday evening. But yeah. I hope nobody has seen aliens. That's one thing. Whatever, anything else, But anyway.
I'd say the people in Area 51 have seen.
Area 51 maybe. So, but how often do you? This is a weird question. How often do you look up into the sky? Just randomly at night time. Do you open the window just to look up? Or what's the story?
Every time I go out and bring the dog out, I actually just stare at the sky.
And do you ever see any meteorites or anything like comets? I suppose.
I think I saw one before once. That was when I was on the own. But you wouldn't see it too much. You would, if you look at the sky at certain times, see the space stations going across the sky.
Hey, look, if I load days every day, if a board shits on me, yeah, well, the majority of people would. But that's supposed to be good luck too. If a board, did you ever get shit on by a board? No, that's an awful thing to say, but did you ever did?
No, when I was in Butler's Bridge National School, a girl in front of me was standing in the line for the roster, and a bird shot in her head.
Yeah, well, that's supposed to be good luck. It never happened to me. There was one time I took off my jacket and I put it on a fence, and then the board shouldn't. But I didn't have it on at the time. If that makes any sense. Um,
Fair enough.
but I never got shit on like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's such a thing to say, but you can hear the UFO guy catches Fiona, and so you can hear him. Okay, I think. I was going to connect it to the chair because the chair has speaker, but it'll be far too loud then. But as long as you can hear him, like you should be able to really hear him. I'll move it over just a bit closer. But yeah, is anything else you want to discuss or anything else you want to say?
Our country is in shambles, to be honest.
Well, wait to state the obvious.
I'd say about Sinn Féin.
Well, I don't know about Sinn Féin now. I don't know about that.
It's been 20 years since we gave them a chance, and I think we need to give them a chance.
What do you mean 20 years ago since we gave Sinn Féin a chance? What are you talking about?
They haven't had many members in politics, in our politics, for a while.
What?
Like Sinn Féin, they haven't been too relevant for a while.
There's no crowds
I think we need to give them a chance,
But Sinn Féin, what do you mean? Sinn Féin, literally, I don't think Sinn Féin's the answer now, to be totally honest with you.
Maybe not, maybe.
I don't think so. Because, like, Sinn Féin thinks Ireland belongs to the Irish as racist, pretty much. Which is, imagine saying in your own country that Ireland belongs to the Irish. The same as, take for example, people, like, Norway belongs to the Norwegians, like, it goes without saying, and that's, in Sinn Féin's eyes, that's racist and far-right extremist, etc.
What, to say that?
Yeah, just even to say that, that's racist. Yeah, that's the way Sinn Féin phrase it. Like there was one time Mary Lou McDonald, the leader of Sinn Féin, there was graffiti on a wall up in Belfast or somewhere. They're not really offering anything different, though. Champagne socialism, pretty much. But what I'm trying to say, Mary Lou McDonald, that time, you probably see it at some point. I show it to you. It was on Twitter before X, obviously, and Mary Lou McDonald. There was like on the wall. It said Ireland belongs to the Irish, and Mary Lou McDonald called that foul. Just that phrase. Nothing like it's very obvious that if regardless of where, like say even in Switzerland, it's what the Switzerland belongs to the Switzerland people, and same with Denmark. It's just an obvious statement. It's an obvious statement of facts.
Maybe she was saying that in regards to all the. And I don't mean to be offensive, but the immigrants and all the Ukrainians.
But yeah, no. What I'm trying to say is Sinn Féin is more pro that than pro Irish, pretty much. So you're pretty much getting rid of one crowd for another crowd, if that makes any sense.
Scheiße.
But yeah. What was I going to say? So what about Sinn Féin do you think, like, just curious, what did you, like, Sinn Féin offered the moon out in the stars, but they're in government in Northern Ireland, they're in power sharing agreement in Northern Ireland, and we see the people in Northern Ireland are struggling to meet cost of living and stuff. So why would it be any different if you thought Sinn Féin could get in here, into Southern Ireland? How would they make much difference when we look at Northern Ireland? There's not much difference for the people in Northern Ireland.
I guess now that you're saying that, maybe they won't do much different. But I've not seen Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael do anything with the country really, or stack their pockets really.
Yeah, the far right gathering, yes, it is. But I still don't think Sinn Féin's the answer. Maybe years ago there were. But now Sinn Féin is one party. Like, they're pro-abortion too. They want abortions, like factories churning out abortions nearly.
Yes.
at this stage. So the Sinn Féin is all for that too.
Oh, okay.
So but anyway, what do you think about the presidential election coming up in November?
Oh, so I actually didn't know about that.
Great stuff, mighty stuff. So yeah, I'm sure you've heard who's going for it, or allegedly might be going for it.
No, sure. I didn't even see any ads for it at all.
Oh well, it's not. There's nobody set in stone who's going for it yet. But there's talk about Conor McGregor. Well, he might not get the vote. He might not get the recommendations of Chuck the Dollar. What I mean by that, TDs and senators in the Irish Constitution. You need the backing of 30 members of the Oireachtas, Dáil and Shannon, along with 4 county councils. So it's not just you put your name forward for the presidency. You have to get the backing to run for the presidency. But not like Conor McGregor will, as you know yourself, with the things that he's done in recent times.
Yeah, he's a bit of a madman.
I would probably say that too, to be honest. But so you don't know anything. You didn't even know there was a presidential election coming up, did you?
No, sure. I thought that would be it's every 7 years.
Yeah, it's every 7 years. The last time was in 2018 or something like that. Yeah.
Jeez, I thought that was 2014. So
no, but you probably take Michael Higgins has been there since 2011, 14 years ago, pretty much.
Oh well.
So do you think we've done a video earlier on, Tom, with this, but do you think the presidential election should be every 4 years, or do you think it should stay the same? Because remember, the Constitution, is clearly stated in Bone Heron that the president is only a ceremonial role and doesn't have much political power. It's only pretty much a rubber stamp job.
I definitely think it should be every 4 years, yeah.
So you take along with the general election too, along with the Dáil elections?
Yeah, I think it would be better if it was every 4 years.
But you still would leave it the same, that they can run for 2 terms. Like, say, for example, they can run for 8 terms. For each, so you say, because in the Irish Constitution it says you can't run more than twice in the presidency elections. But 14 years is far too long. It is far too long.
Oh yeah, it's much too long.
Peter Casey has his poster up. Well, you're talking about the one up here in Bridge. That's been up for the European elections. I don't even know. I don't know if even Peter Casey's gone. We still don't know exactly who's going to go for the presidency. But what do you think about Michael Higgins after his 14 years as out there on the Heron?
Well, I think I don't know what to think really, because I mean, nothing great has been happening.
I will see that, as I said there, the president has no role in anything, pretty much.
Yeah.
The government is the Dáil and the Shannon that has the power on day-to-day life in this republic.
It's not like America where.
No, the president has the executive authority. Yeah.
I'd say the one good thing Trump did, speaking of American presidents, the one good thing he did is making the medicine and pharmaceuticals cheaper, as cheap as it is in Europe. So I know you have to pay an arm and a leg for medicine in America.
Well, they are becoming cheaper, yeah, in the United States. But at the same time, too, we have threats just going on to Donald Trump of tariffs on the European Union and other countries too. And particularly Ireland, of course, too, being a big pharmaceutical producer. A lot of American companies are here in Ireland, based in Ireland, producing pharmauticals to be exported to the United States. And obviously Donald Trump is threatening 50% tariffs on the European Union, including Ireland, because in his mind, the European Union, including Ireland, is not treating the United States with respect, and the United States is not getting a good deal out of it. Do you agree with that? What Donald Trump said?
Definitely not. No.
And what would Galbert?
I think we're pretty good with paying off what we have to pay off.
But see, he won't do deals with individual countries like in the European Union. He wants to do it with the European Union as a whole.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, Michael Higgins is well enough known around the world, a good bit anyway. But what do you think about this new alligator prison?
Alligator prison?
Detention center in Florida.
I didn't hear about that.
So pretty much it's like an island with alligators around it, pretty much, to stop. This is for ICE, ICE, the crowd that's rounding up people that are illegally in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting them in the middle of an island, pretty much, with crocodiles around them, so they can't escape.
With no food, no water?
No, like it's a prison, but there is food and water, of course, but there's no way out, pretty much, apart from being deported.
I guess they better start digging holes like the movie Holes.
But do you agree with the Trump administration's reasoning there, I suppose?
I will say it's very cutthroat, and they're even deporting American citizens that were born there, which I think is very silly.
But this is the thing Donald Trump has said, and at the end the Supreme Court has ruled on it, that birthright citizenship, and the same happened here a few years ago, where people who were nearly pregnant, women that was nearly pregnant, turned up to Ireland. And the law in Ireland was, if you give birth to a person in Ireland, you're an Irish citizen. That was the way it was years ago, and Irish people voted overwhelmingly to remove that, that you don't automatically get Irish citizenship. Because a lot of pregnant women will come here from Africa to have their babies here and to get Irish citizenship and all the perks and benefits of it. So Donald Trump has went to the Supreme Court to end birthright citizenship in the United States of America at the moment. So the Supreme Court, so pretty much now, if it's going to be a lot of hoops you have to jump to get American citizenship, in terms of if you're born in the United States and stuff.
I wonder what people who marry people to get citizenship. I wonder how that's going to work. Then.
I don't think it's going to. Well, it's already illegal in the United States. In the majority of Europe, it's already illegal too. That you can't really marry. It's not that's forced marriages and stuff. Well, apart from religious stuff, but in majority cases, you probably wouldn't really be allowed to do it, unless you were in literally relationship, and not really out of necessity and stuff for that. But does anybody want to ask UFO guy a question? I know I'm yapping on here. But is there anything else you want to say? I know I can keep yapping.
How you doing, Lance?
Straight to the point. So what do you think about the Irish government? The Department of Health here. Pretty much now, if you die now in the morning, for example, the state owns your organs, like your heart and your liver. They can remove that after your death, without your consent. But the state's argument is that there's not many people donating their organs after they die for medical research or to give to other people, and that's why they have to do it. So pretty much you have to opt out now to that system, as before.
I do think it's a bit silly because maybe for religious reasons people don't want to do that, or for personal reasons.
Oh, I know, but you do have the choice. Just to say, it's not just. But unless you opt out, you have to go and opt out first before. But if you say you die now in the morning, for example, and you didn't opt out or you didn't know about it, your organs would be removed because you had nothing to say that you didn't want to. Like some people won't know about it. I don't know. Did you know about this before I said about it to you?
I think we talked about it before.
Oh, we could have. Yeah, we might have. Probably did. I made a video on it a few times talking about it.
I mean, I don't think many people would want to give up their heart.
Oh, we're not saying the heart, but other parts of the organs too. In some cases, probably the heart too. But not all cases. Like the majority of the time would be the lungs. Well, not the lungs, but your livers and stuff like that. And obviously, of course, you'd be dead.
What if they wanted to take your eyes as well? You know?
Oh, they could do that too. Yeah.
I wouldn't like that.
But you'd be dead. That's the point.
My body has rights.
Let me see. I don't know. Did you hear about the increase in the cavan to Dublin bus?
Oh shit!
In terms of the fare,
how much is it now?
It was 18.50 before. Now it's 27 something. So it's a 50% increase.
27. Oh yes, that's from there and back.
No, I think it's from here to Dublin, like back and forth. Like you have to go twice. You have to pay 27 something each to go back and forth, like twice. So that'd be 40 something.
That must be a recent change because
it's only literally after happening within the last week.
Yeah, no, I was about to say because 2 weeks ago I went, maybe 3 weeks ago for my birthday, I went up to Dublin.
Oh yeah,
it was 27 there and back.
Oh, it's 27 there and back.
Yeah, it's like the return ticket was 27 with the ticket going up to Dublin.
Oh right, I don't know, but this is only recently now. Last week it's been done. So, but see, the reason why it was always used to be 27, but the government under the last government, when the Green Party were in government, subsidised it. I mean that they wanted more people to use public transport to leave the car at home. But see, when the Green Party now out of the coalition government of Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil popped up by independence, so they can increase it now back to what it originally was.
Madness.
But your thoughts on it? But first of all, too, I just say the obvious: there should be a train from Cavan to Dublin.
Oh yeah, they should repair the railway.
I suppose there's no repair on it. They have to kind of build it from scratch again because all of the railways were taken up, all the tracks were taken up years ago.
Oh yes, right.
So they would have to start from scratch. So
definitely should be a train.
Oh, there should be, but it would take 9 billion years. But hello, Aaron. How are we doing? It's this UFO guy. I don't know if you remember the fellow that's seen UFOs everywhere.
Good evening to you.
But yeah, so this is this fellow. He's telling us about his UFO encounters. So no recent UFO encounters.
George is saying Pierre has seen a lot of UFOs.
That's some island, isn't that? Somewhere in some part of France. I'm not too sure. You should know. You're into this UFO stuff.
I wouldn't know too much nowadays. It's been quite quiet in our skies.
In our skies, indeed. What do you think, actually speaking about our skies, do you think the Irish state will ever buy a fighter aircraft?
That's interesting.
Because the government a few months ago suggested we should buy aircraft because the government has invested hundreds of millions in euro into it's a UFC fight. Oh, I didn't know that. See, yeah. That's where the UFC fight was. But what was I going to say? Yeah, the government has invested a huge amount of money into military radar in the last month. Ireland never had military radar up until now. So we finally have it. So you probably think now the Irish government will buy fighter jets along with it.
We definitely need them for defense anyway.
But there was a survey put out the other day that Ireland spends of GDP 0.2% of GDP, the lowest in the European Union, the lowest in Europe actually too. Luxembourg spends more on the defence than Ireland.
Oh wow!
So, and Malta.
We have only been recently bringing up our defence budget.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, it's only of GDP. It's only about 0.2, 0.3.
Yeah.
You know the way NATO was suggesting at the moment that every country spends nearly 5% on GDP on defence.
Oh
yeah. Ireland is not even close to 1%, letting alone anything else. Obviously, Ireland's not in NATO, but just for argument's sake, you know.
Sure. They like to fix roads that are already fixed up.
No, but they don't fix any roads.
Not the back roads, anyway.
Indeed. Hello, Little England. How are we doing? How's it going? It's not going too bad. Not going too bad. Lots of UFOs around. Such a thing to say, but you know. Back our roads. Aye, we need our roads back. So what do we think about just actually today? The Taoiseach, Micheál Martin, is over in Japan.
Where was it?
In Japan, in Tokyo.
What's he doing there?
He's on a diplomatic trip to get business and trade and stuff, all that kind of shit. Oh yeah, somebody has divorce. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that you're homeless for a while, but yeah, I always say to myself, there's always somebody has divorce around the world. Like as we speak here, people being killed in Gaza and stuff like that. Like definitely people have it worse. But yeah, no. What I'm trying to say is the Japanese government have said to Micheál Martin that the Irish underground cables are very at risk at the moment in terms of underneath the oceans. There's cables going, internet cables, banking cables. They're at risk of being sabotaged by Russia or Japan, well, not Japan, but China and stuff. Do you agree with the Japanese government, especially because they said it very publicly that what they call it, that the Irish government should be doing more to protect undersea cables?
Oh yeah, they definitely should. If it's at risk, they definitely should. Yeah.
Did you delete your message later, England, just to say? I thought maybe the moderators might have deleted, but I think you deleted them, just making sure they didn't ban you or anything.
Yeah, no, I didn't touch there. So.
Oh, well, that's fine. No, I just seen it disappear, and I was wondering what happened to it. But no, I think he probably just deleted it. Do we have any questions too for UFO guy? If anybody has any questions? I know we're just kind of pulling random stuff out to talk about. Yeah. Do we have any questions? Star on Mike Jamie. No, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. No, I just thought the moderator or something. I just seen it disappear from my screen. I was wondering. I was like, what happened? But that's 100% sorry. I was just making sure that they didn't ban you or anything by mistake. Because it did happen. Who was it before? It was Davey. I'm not going to blame you because it was Davey that did it. Before he banned somebody by mistake, he clicked on it by mistake, clicked the post, and it was Fiona. Fiona's still here.
Jesus.
But it was an innocent thing. Like we got it sorted then, but that was a good while ago. But it can happen. Do you know now more people are nearly being arrested in England? Actually, speaking about Keir Starmer and stuff, more people being arrested in England for online comments than in Russia.
Yeah, I actually seen that.
Yeah, what's your
I'm not
thought?
sure
What's
if
your
it's on
thoughts on that?
Twitter. I think that's very silly. There should still be freedom of speech, in my opinion. I think people should be able to say something. Say their feelings really online. They shouldn't be jailed for telling other people what they do.
Fair enough. Good stuff. Did you hear about the big drug haul off the coast of Ireland? 300 million or something water drugs.
Hey, wasn't that last year?
No, this is literally only after happening yesterday. There was another.
No.
Yeah, another one.
Yes, and do we know who's behind it?
Obviously, it's drug fucking whatever we call them. Drug gangs. We don't know exactly, but obviously, loads of drug gangs.
It might have been Santa. She looks a bit suspicious in the painting behind her, or the photo.
Interesting conspiracy theory. But the sad thing about conspiracy theories nowadays, they come true.
Oh yeah.
No, it was off the coast. Like, it wasn't even in Waslow. Like, there was a boat chase. The Navy got into a boat chase along with Garda Síochána. It was a kind of dinghy that was bringing them in from a mothership. This is off the coast of Wexford. Yeah. Hello, Greenface. UFO guy. Yes, indeed. Say hello, UFO guy. Yeah, this is him. What's going on in Cavan these days? Well, there's not really much going on. Not really much happening around. Hello, Mrs. Pay. How you doing? Hope all's well. There's not really much to talk about in Cavan. Not much happened. I have to wash the dishes away again. Oh, these fucking dishes. Excuse my language. I know the feeling. The dishes can be a nuisance. What was something? Well, something I was going to ask UFO guy. If anybody has any questions for UFO guy, you can ask him too, of course.
I'd say there's too much sun.
Right, yes, of course. So, what do you think about the Leitrim question? I know it's such an obvious thing to say, but what do we think about the Leitrim question? Leitrim question, yeah, the question about Leitrim. Does Leitrim have a No, does Leitrim have a right to exist?
No, you know what? All of Ireland should be called cavan.
Mighty stuff. But yeah, no. In all seriousness, do you think Leitrim should be reintegrated into its rightful owner, County Cavan?
Oh hell yeah! We'd have a.
Who am I talking? It's the UFO guy. Can you hear me? Yeah. Well, Leitrim doesn't exist, so how can it exist? Yes, exactly. But so you agree with the annexation of Leitrim? Actually, sorry, the reintegration.
I fully agree with it. I'm 100% on it.
That's what we want to hear. See, all Cavan people agree. So yeah. Oh, we lost contact. Bravo 6, we lost contact. Oh, we're back. Can you still hear me?
Hi.
Oh, well, that's great. So if there's any questions for UFO guy, you can ask, of course. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Sure.
Sure.
I think that's too hot and it's like a sauna outside.
But you see the temperatures in Germany and in Spain and stuff.
Right, it's very hot. 40 degrees in Spain.
Yeah, like it's insane. So it's not that hot here compared to other countries. But did you hear about the cows that got hit by lightning? Speaking of hot weather and stuff.
You sent me the form for that. Not the form, but
the news article, yeah.
Hey, very sad.
Yeah, like it was quite devastating. It's 20-something thousand euro worth of loss to the farmer.
And then 10 years gone.
Well, maybe that, yeah.
Raising the cows.
Yeah, give or take, yeah, because they were full adult cows.
Jesus.
But just give me 2 seconds. You can talk away you keep the chat entertained for 2 seconds. I just need the one downstairs for a second. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So you entertain the chat. I'm leaving him in charge. That's the first time ever this has happened.
Has you seen any UFOs in the sky lately? Are you not entertained? Here's another question. Are you guys enjoying the sun? Or is it too hot? Not really.
Oh. Are you not entertained? Indeed. If you're not entertained, get out. But yeah, that's the first time that's ever happened. History in the making. Somebody had to take over my live stream for a minute. Did we hear that the Garda commissioner is soon going? Soon there'll be new. They probably have to get new. Like they'll be getting a new Garda commissioner.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, because Drew Harris is pretty much time is up. Now, obviously, Drew Harris probably shouldn't have got the job in the first place. Considering he wasn't in on Garda Síochána, he was a member of the PSNI.
Oh, that's interesting.
And has links to MI5 and MI6.
Oh, wow.
So, great stuff.
So we had a spy amongst us.
They never left, you see.
That's crazy. I didn't even know.
Yeah, he wasn't in oncology. He's a PSNI man. Police Service of Northern Ireland.
How he did that, I don't know.
But the Assistant Commissioner of Garda Síochána is from Canada.
Oh, wow.
So they can't get any Irish people to be the Garda Commissioner, the Deputy Commissioner. So who knows who they're going to get to be the Garda Commissioner, the new Garda Commissioner.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Wow.
Great stuff. Did you hear, but actually speaking about freedom of speech earlier on, did you hear that the Irish government have been given an ultimatum? By the end of this week, they have to pass the hate speech bill, which is not going to happen. They're not going to get it done within a week.
What about Europe?
Yeah, but the European Union will be sanctioned. Or we're not sanctioned, but fined heavily.
Did not hear that.
Oh, the XP auction, yeah. I was thinking that myself. There's a new thing on YouTube. I got a community email about YouTube. It's to do with your top fans. It's like XP and stuff. Like whoever has the most comments and all that gets pretty much a badge. Yeah, the number one badge. If that makes any sense. That's what he would have. So you can play that game now in the chat. Whoever's the most commented person and stuff like that gets XP. Can you see that on your end? The top fan thing. Yeah, it's a new thing YouTube has had. So currently Greenspace is, I don't know how Greenspace has 75 XP. So I presume it's just the Call of Duty lobby. Oh, his new video's up about Mr. Boss Fuck the World, whatever the name is. Mr. Boss for the Wins nearly died when he heard there was a GTA 6 trailer.
God, Jesus.
But what do you think? Do you think Mr. Boss for the Win's going to change anyway in GTA 6?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Or do you think he's going to keep what his scumbag's way?
No, the clickbait.
Yeah. Do you think he's still going to do that in GTA 6, or do you think he's going to change his tune?
I think there'll be a period of him covering the game, and then he's going to start clickbaiting right after.
Well, he's talking about GTA 7. Yeah, he's talking about GTA 7 already.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What he did. He's never going to. He made a video one time asking, "Is ever going to be GTA 7 after GTA 6?" And GTA 6 not even out.
Jeez. Rabbit.
So, what do you think about the delay of GTA 6 for a year? Actually, it's less than a year now at this stage.
It's interesting to see that they made it so that you can put it in your wish list, and they usually do that when it's about a few months away. So maybe they might release it earlier.
No, I highly doubt they'll release it early. I don't think that's going to happen. I say it's going to be the date they say. Because I don't think they would, after all the publicity and stuff, I don't think they would release it early.
Okay.
I don't think so. Maybe they will. They could be right. Because it is interesting how it's on the wish list on the PS Store and the Xbox Store. It's quite heavily weighing now at the moment here.
No, that's it.
Yeah. City Skylines 2 still hasn't come out yet.
Seriously, that's when it came out.
It's supposed to come out 2 years ago. It's on the PlayStation. It's on the PC, but it's not on the PlayStation or the Xbox.
Okay.
But see, this is the thing with the gaming industry nowadays. They want to just fuck things out there. Excuse my language, but just fuck things out there and fix it later. It's the same with the new Call of Duty and stuff.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's a sad state of affairs, but yeah. If anybody has any questions, of course, for the UFO guy, he's full of knowledge about UFOs and stuff. So, like, quite literally works for Area 51. So, quite handy person to have around. Did you hear about the government's plan to basically redevelop the GPO?
What exactly was the GPO?
The General Post Office, where the 1916 rising happened. In O'Connell Street. So the government because they hate Holland pretty much. That's the only explanation I have, that they hate Holland and want to get rid of it.
I think that's blasphemous. Our armed post works pretty great.
Yeah, but they pretty much want to turn it into shops and supermarkets and that kind of shit. But see, they hate Irish history. The government, you know yourself, the government wanted to commemorate the Black and Tans a few years ago.
Yeah.
So they're not really have the Irish history in its mind.
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, so this is a disgrace of what they're doing, exactly. But because there's not many supporters of the plan for what the government are trying to do. And so widely, so there shouldn't be any supporters. But what did you hear about how much we're spending on 12 people, and like for the president of Ireland? for the Taoiseach and the ministers. For those state cows, we paid in the last 12 months nearly €1 million for state cows.
We paid that.
Yeah, the Irish taxpayer paid it, yeah. What I mean by the Irish taxpayer.
They should be paying for that with their own paychecks, not ours.
But they would argue too they're public representatives elected by the people.
And then I would argue our money should be better spent.
Yeah, I think everybody would agree.
On infrastructure of our country, or even the defense budget, rather than buying their flimsy cars.
Just actually going to this XP function. Just looking at my email when I was here. A place for fans to stand out in the community, get the top 3 badges in live chat. Send the live chat message, send the super chat. That won't happen. We won't be still doing super chats, but no. What do you think of YouTube now at the moment in terms of ads? Every 10 seconds there's ads.
Horrible. I remember going into a 2-minute video, about 10 seconds and I get an ad. And about halfway through the 2-minute video, I get another 40-second ad.
Yeah, what they're bringing on skip of ads.
Well, they definitely succeeded.
But do you think it's making YouTube a worse place in terms of people? They want people to buy YouTube Premium.
Definitely.
But do you think people should pay to stop the ads, or do you think there shouldn't be any ads? Like, there obviously probably should be 1 or 2 ads on YouTube for the revenue for the streamers or whatever. But I don't think they're overdoing it, especially because YouTube is a multi-billion-dollar company that doesn't really need the money. It'd be different if they needed the money.
Yes, it's sure. Like, all I really see on ads is ads on YouTube is Timu, and Timu.
Yeah, but the majority of ads are AI generated nowadays too.
That is true, yeah.
So it's not like it's pretty much soulless. And a lot of content on YouTube at the moment is AI content and history content and stuff. It's all made by AI. It's all soulless. It's all just money grabs.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's not. There's no human element to it.
Kind of sad.
But do you think YouTube should try and reward people for being for doing it themselves? Like, say for example, YouTubers that do the research, like say for example, historical YouTubers that do the animations themselves.
Like the sponsorships, yeah.
Yeah, but do you think YouTube should help them out a bit more than the AI creators?
AI creators?
Yeah, well, pretty much the AI soulless people that are making only there for the money.
No.
Yeah, like the ads have gone mad. But YouTube is going to ban people too for using what they call AI, like what they call ad blockers.
Oh.
Like, they won't let you access YouTube's website with an ad blocker in place, and the majority of ad blockers.
That's kind of silly.
But see, they want you to buy YouTube Premium. It's all about the money. It's the same with the asylum system in this country. It's all about the money.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. That's just madness. YouTube has gone mad.
I think it was us. But
I wonder if there's any petitions to stop the YouTube ads.
I say there is.
Well, I'll look that up, man.
So the news just came in there this morning. The new wall Wicklow County Council built around the home of the former Minister Stephen Donnelly cost €80,000. Even though he's not a TD now, the Irish taxpayer still paid for it. So,
say again, sorry.
So the former Minister for Health, Stephen Donnelly, has a house in Wicklow. And the Irish taxpayer, when he was Minister for Health, the Office of Public Works, the Irish taxpayer had to pay for a new electric gate and a new wall costing the state €80,000.
Electric gate.
Yeah, a security gate for his foot gate, like his foot house. And Stephen Donnelly lost his seat in the last election. Do you think he should probably pay that money back to the Irish Exchequer?
He definitely should pay it back, yeah.
Considering he's not a member of the Oireachtas, and first of all, too, is his own private house.
Oh, yeah, no, he should pay back, yeah.
Did you hear the tourist numbers are down significantly in Ireland? It's down by 10% at this time last year. Hello, Trent. How are you doing? Well, do you notice many tourists around nowadays from other countries?
Oh, other countries.
Do you notice any tourists like hanging about, or do you think there's less tourists than there were last year? Because according to the records from the Central Statistics Office, the last few months has been pretty terrible. Tourists are not coming. There's not as many coming as they used to. Do you notice that on the streets, like tourists? I'm not talking about asylum seekers or anything like that. Like tourists.
Oh yeah, no, I've not really seen many tourists when I was in Dublin.
Yeah. The UFO guy, yeah. So you think that's true that there's not many, because the government are arguing that people are coming and stuff like that, and that's their argument, pretty much. Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland too. Yes, she did. But do you think it's too dear for people to come, say, for tourists from the United States to Ireland?
Definitely, it's about $800 to $1,000 to get a flight over on its own, and then you have to pay for a hotel, and that's going to be very costly. And then say restaurants can be quite costly. Everything has gone way too expensive nowadays.
Exactly. But do you think it's thank you, friends. But do you think it's like a lot of people would want to come here? The spirit is Irish culture, the spirit, because a lot of Americans too, particularly, would have a lot of history of the Irish grandparents. They, for example, came from Ireland, or some relation came from Ireland, and they want to come and revisit their footsteps. Not even that, to experience our culture and our heritage, but you know yourself, when you come to Ireland, a lot of Americans too says, "Where's the Irish people?"
Yeah.
Because it's like it's like nearly Africa and some parts of Dublin, because you don't see any Irish people, you don't see any Irish culture nowadays.
I'd say a lot of the Irish went to America and Australia quite a while ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not many Irish left, so a lot of Americans feel very disappointed when they come over here that they can't find any Irish people. It's only really in rural Ireland, in County Cavan, and in other smaller counties that you find it. You don't find much in the cities nowadays of Irish culture or heritage. Do you agree with that statement?
I definitely would, yeah.
But yeah, no, like the only, like a lot of people come here for St. Patrick's, just touching on what Aaron only says, a lot of Americans come here for St. Patrick's Day. There's huge bands that come over from the United States. And especially because obviously too, there's many different, we talked about the price and stuff. Obviously it's expensive to come here. But not even that too, it's in terms of safety in the streets. People don't feel safe. We remember a few months ago that the Canadian tourist that was on holidays here came to Ireland to visit Ireland. And he was beaten up just beside Bus Hours there, the biggest Garda station in the country, Stowe Street Garda station. He was beaten up and killed just a few meters away from the biggest Garda station in the country. Do you think it's safe for people? Like, it's not safe for only Irish people to walk the streets. Do you think it's safe for tourists to come here?
I think it's a lot more dangerous. A lot more dangerous nowadays.
But you said you were in Dublin a few weeks ago. Did you feel safe walking around Dublin?
I felt safe because we had a big group of us, a decent sized group. So.
But would you walk on your own in Dublin? I suppose that's the question.
Oh, I wouldn't be going to Dublin alone, no.
But do you feel safe around the cavan? Just actually what Trent just said.
In cavan, yeah, I could walk in the middle of the night from my house to Sean's house on the back roads, and I'd feel quite safe. But Dublin, I wouldn't feel safe walking. And I wouldn't walk in town at night time either. It's like I feel safe on the back roads, but I don't feel safe going closer to town, you know.
I understand what you're saying. But do you think it's like what? I suppose what about it doesn't make you feel safe? Well, what feeling do you? It's hard to kind of describe it, but what kind of gives you that feeling? I suppose it's hard to describe it, but I know what you're saying.
To be quite blunt, it's probably the druggies and gangs.
But see, the problem in Irish society at the moment we see with this rapist, there's a rapist who sexually raped a woman, an 86-year-old woman in Monaghan, is getting released today. And not only that, he raped a 13-year-old girl in Monaghan too. He's getting released from custody today, back into Irish society. And not even that, there was a guest to our country that urinated on a woman on the tram. He was secured in the tram, like the trams in Dublin.
Yeah.
He urinated on a woman there, and he got a fully suspended sentence. So, yeah. Did you go to it alone recently? Actually.
Oh yes. Yes, we did. Myself, Davey, and Alexander, we went. Yeah.
Yeah. How did it feel? Did you feel any like? I suppose the question is that alone safer? Does that alone feel more safer than Cavan or Dublin? How do you make it in that alone? How was the atmosphere there?
It was quite nice. Athlone wasn't too bad for myself. I walked on my own because I had to go to the toilet in the pub, and the boys went off to the bus station. So I went, and it was fine.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. Because not many rural Irish towns now you can say that, unfortunately. Because we're seeing Carrickmacross just up above us in County Monaghan. The trouble there with children being stalked and stuff like that, and many antisocial behaviour happening in the towns, and people don't feel safe to walk the street to Carrickmacross in County Monaghan. This is a town with about 1,000 people in Carrickmacross in County Monaghan, and people don't feel safe walking the towns. Now, obviously, it's a huge amount of direct provision settlers in Carrickmacross and County Monaghan. Huge amount of people that are probably young African males, in some cases Middle Eastern males too, who are just turned up in the middle of the night and put into hotels, and no consultation with the community, just kind of bundled in the middle of the night. Do you think that's right for the Irish state to force people into communities and say to the communities, the people live in their communities all their life, that you must accept these people and you're not allowed to say anything against it?
No, I don't think that's right. That's I think that's actually quite appalling. They shouldn't be given everything on a silver platter.
So you think people should own what they get?
Oh yeah.
I think the majority of people should do it. Yeah, go on, Tyler.
If we have to earn our living, why shouldn't they have to?
I think it's only fair, yeah, for everybody to own the bread, as they say.
And then you have all these crimes. I think they should get not even just jail time, just full on deported.
But see, the thing, this is the next question actually, which is coming on to. There's a thing in this country called self-deportations, where people deport themselves. I know that sounds utterly stupid, but there's actually a thing that the Irish government, the majority of people who are deported, like given deportation orders, last year only a few were enforced. Pretty much, what I mean by that is in terms of enforcement of people to leave the state, deportations. only a small amount were like actually put on the plane by force by An Garda Síochána to be sent home. But a lot of them was given self-deportations. And the problem is with self-deportations, how do you know if the person has left the state?
Yeah, that is true.
Because there's no really evidence to suggest that these people that are given self-deportations by the judges, do they actually leave? There's not really any proof to suggest, do they leave? Some might leave, don't get me wrong. But a lot of them will just take that opportunity and go, say, for example, if they're convicted of a crime in Monaghan, they go down to Cork and hide in Cork. And the Gardaí down there don't know anything about them. And in a lot of cases, too, with these people that are deported from the state, a lot of these people arrive with no documents, no identity. So they're pretty much invisible to the Irish authorities.
They should definitely be escorted by a member of the Garda Síochána that dealt with them first time. That's what I think.
What was I was going to say something else? I can't remember that. Is there anything else? Anybody want to ask any questions? Sorry, I know we're yapping on. Imagine Tony was the one that wanted you the most here. Now he's not here. It's just,
Maybe he's tired.
Probably is, yeah.
I won't blame him with this.
What do you think about Eamon Ryan getting a good big job in Europe?
Oh, what happened with him?
In which regard and what regard and how regard?
Oh, what would you mean by that?
Eamon Ryan was the former Minister for Environment here and Transport. He wanted to put elderly people in for burning a bit of turf. You know what turf is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to throw people in prison for burning turf. Now he lost his, the Green Party were demolished in the elections here, in the last general elections. There's only one of them in Dáil Éireann now, Rodrigo O'Gorman, the former Minister for Children.
I'm guessing they're burning the turf inside their house now.
Yeah, but the Green Party wanted to throw people in prison for it. But obviously they didn't get away with it, but they would love to do it. But Eamon Ryan was the fellow that came up and he fell asleep in the door a few times. But now he ran away before the election because he knew what was coming from, and now he's getting a big job in Europe.
Jesus.
So as the new housing star in Europe.
Right.
Do you think it's appropriate for people that lose their political office to get an unappointed job that's unelected? Because again, this is an unelected bureaucrat job that is not elected by the people.
I don't think that's right at all, no.
It's the same as Lord Mayors in Cavan and Dublin are not elected by the people. They're selected.
I think everyone should really, in the political space, should be elected in, to be honest.
So you say chief executives and director of services of local authorities should be elected too?
Oh,
yeah. Because again, a lot of civil servants have more power nearly than the councillors or TDs.
Definitely.
Is there anything else you want to mention, actually? I know we'll keep yapping on.
I'm kind of blank right now, to be honest.
Kind of. Do you agree with the United States actually cut of U.S. aid?
Doing which to the U.S. state?
Do you agree with the United States' policy of cutting U.S. aid?
Cutting U.S. aid?
Yeah, USAID.
I don't think that's right. That doesn't sound right.
But Donald Trump is saying that the money should be going to Americans and not to other countries outside the United States. This is foreign aid, pretty much, what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah, no, they should be cutting it.
But at the same time, too, do you think with the money to Israel, the United States gives 4 or 5 billion, actually, sorry, 6 billion a year to Israel. Do Do you think it's appropriate to cut, like they cut everything else, they cut every other country, but they're still giving money to Israel? Do you think it's appropriate that Israel gets a special payment, pretty much, for free,
no. I
free
don't
money?
think that is appropriate, no.
But the United States is a huge influence of the United States, Israel in the United States. Do you think Ted Cruz, a senator in the House of Representatives, in the Senate in the United States, has recently said that he was elected. He works every day for Israel as a U.S. senator in the Senate. Do you think it's appropriate for a U.S. senator to be advocating on behalf of a foreign country in the United States Congress?
No. I'll have to think about this for a minute. I think they should be giving a lot less money to all countries that they are giving aid to, except for including Israel, and should be spending that money in their own country where they already have a bunch of problems.
Fair enough. The United Kingdom, just speaking about foreign aid and stuff, was talking about cutting foreign aid to spend at the feds. Do you agree with that too, of the Keir Starmer regime?
On the fence, yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
Do you think it's right too, actually, but just speaking about the United Kingdom, do you think it's right that that the pensioners, the way they cut the money, pensioners getting a few allowance in England? Do you think it was right?
They get few.
Yeah, few allowance. Like it's the same here. That elderly people who are on the pensions and stuff get few allowance to pay for coal and to pay for the briquettes and stuff for the fire. The UK government, the UK government were going to get rid of that. Like they were not going to give any money to pensioners. Do you agree? Like they did. They did. No, hear me out here. They give it back, but they had to kind of give it back because of the outrage of it.
I think if you've earned your pension, then you should get your pension regardless.
Oh, it's not even that, but it's
No, it's more complicated than that.
I would kind of.
What else,
just speaking about the Irish embassy in Tokyo, the new embassy, it's cost the state €2.5 million to build.
Right.
And this is in Tokyo, in Japan. The Irish taxpayer, you and I, had to pay €2.5 million on an embassy. Do you agree with?
That should be the government's job.
What do you mean the government's job? But this is a government building.
I mean, the Cavan Council could have paid for that alone.
What?
The Cavan County Council, they could have paid for that alone, no? Because they not have millions.
I know, but it's the government. It's there to represent the people of Ireland in Japan. It's more on the government level than the national government level than the local level.
Oh, I think the government should pay out of their own paychecks for that one.
Probably should. But anyway, is there anything else you want to mention? Because we might wrap it up there in a few minutes, unless somebody else has anything else to say or to mention. Everybody's gone very quiet now. They're afraid of us getting into a big argument or something. Excuse me. Sorry. Apologies.
God bless it.
Thank you.
No problem.
But no, there's nothing else you want to mention.
I've gone completely blank.
Sorry, bad joke. But yeah, so we might just leave that. Is there no other questions or anything? Or anybody want to ask me anything or talk to me for that? Just making sure that there's nothing really else major to talk about. But yeah, I probably I leave you to it. I stay on stream for a few more minutes. I stay on stream for a few minutes, so thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
I'll probably chat to you later. I'll probably not be able to chat to you now this evening, but I wing you in the weekend. How does that sound? So, but thank you for joining us, and I'm sure everybody's happy. You just coming when Sean. He's just going when Sean is coming now. Isn't that great? So no sign of Tony. The one person that ever he wanted, like Tony was literally asking for this like UFO guy for the last 20 years. But anyway, so there's nothing else you want to say, UFO guy.
Not much, no. Just have a good day and pray for rain.
Pray for rain? What? It's raining as we speak. What do you mean?
For me, we're tired. It's cloudy, but it's not.
Great stuff. But anyway, so yeah, sure now there's nothing else. Don't be telling me in 5 minutes, or I should have mentioned this.
Yeah, no, I have nothing to say, no.
You have nothing to say. Right then, thank you very much for joining us.
I plead the fifth.
Very good. Right, thank you. See you later.
Thank you for ringing me on. Have a good day.
Right, thank you. Bye. Hello, everyone. Sorry, now I'm back. Fucking YouTube indeed. See, YouTube doesn't like me. You know, they're very upset with me, Sean. I committed a thought crime. So the most devious crime. But anyway, good to see you. Good to see you. But I know it was yapping at the same time too. How did we like that conversation? I say everybody's just left. They got sick of it. They got sick of me. So yeah, I stay here for a few minutes anyway. If anybody wants.
Shocking. After footage with.
I pressed the video by mistake. I'm taking the Hoover out now. Jeez, don't take the Hoover out. What's the Hoover done? You're trying to take the Hoover out. You're trying to mold the Hoover. Don't do that. How was things? Imagine Tony, like literally had UFO guy on there. Like Tony, you know yourself, you heard him 3 or 4 times saying that to me that he wants the UFO guy to be on. And then by the time he's on, he's not here. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, this new thing with the top fan thing, we have to kind of figure out. I don't know if YouTube's going to do any more with it, but yeah, we'll probably leave it there for tonight. Move under the bed. Yeah, my bed always gets like there's fluff that comes off my mattress, and it's just a nuisance. So yeah, we leave it there for tonight. Thank you everyone for joining us. I know it's a bit different. We usually don't really chat to people like on live stream and stuff. So it's something different, I suppose, for people. We talked about a good few things. It's actually we talked about game. We talked about different political issues. Maybe not. Maybe too political. Like we could have went more political, I suppose. But we touched on a lot of stuff. Yeah, like literally, you just missed him, Golden. You should have been here a few minutes ago. Like you literally just missed him by 5 minutes. Yeah, we were chatting. We chatting with us, but yeah. So that's pretty much it for tonight. I think there's nothing really else to say. So yeah, we'll leave it there for tonight. So there is a video uploaded, I think, for today. And that's about it. So we'll be back hopefully Saturday for a normal stream. Hopefully normal in quotation marks. Yeah, nothing really else to say. There's nothing major, minor things happen. There's nothing really too much off the wall going on. So Gordon has claimed the top spot. How does that work? In terms of you see the way the top fan thing. I'm just trying to figure out how this works. How does that work? Is it because you just send? I don't know. We walk it out. Well, they can just walk it out because YouTube did say that the one that would, but anyway, thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we leave you to it. I appreciate it as always for tuning in, and I talk to you again. Goodbye.